Find the area of a parallelogram bounded by the y-axis, the line x equals 3, and the line f of x equals 7 plus 2x, and the line parallel to f of x passing through 3, 10. So, let's first, we know that it's bounded by the y-axis. Okay, we know we have a line x equals 3, and we know we have the line f of x equals 7 plus 2x. Now we need to figure out what is the line that's parallel to f of x passing through 3, 10. Well, in order to find that line, if it's parallel to f of x, that means it's going to have the same slope. So the slope for that line is 2. Okay, and then we know it's going to pass through the point 3, 10. So we can figure out the equation of this line by using the point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug that information in. So we have y minus 10, which is equal to the slope 2 times x minus 3. Now if we distribute the 2, then we get 2x minus 6. And if we add 10 to both sides, we get the line y is equal to 2x plus 4. So now we know what that line is. Okay, now that we've done that, now let's just go ahead and use Desmos to put our lines in to figure out what that parallelogram looks like. So here on Desmos, okay, if you look at the top here, I have this wrench. These are my settings. You can either turn the grid on or the grid off. Okay, and at that point you can do that. And then also, down here, the steps, I have step 1. That means it's in increments of 1. If I made that 2, then it's going to go every 2. If I put in 3, it's every 3. But I'm going to go ahead and just put 1. Okay, and now let's go ahead and then plug these equations into our Desmos. So we already know that we have the y-axis, so it's bounded by the y-axis. Now remember that the line for the y-axis would be x is equal to 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in these lines into our graphing here. So we have x equals 0, okay, is the y-axis. Okay, and then we have the other line, which is x equals 3. Okay, so now we have these two lines. All right, and now what we're going to do is then we're going to put in the line 7 plus 2x. So let's put in 7 plus 2x into our graph. So we might need to scroll out a little bit just so we can see where that line, is going here. Okay. All right, and then you can also click on the points so you can see, where it's intersecting. Okay, and then we have our line that we just created, which is 2x plus 4. So let's go ahead and put that in here. So 2x plus 4. Okay, so now what we have is we have a parallelogram. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what that parallelogram looks like. I'm going to go ahead and copy this so you can see what's happening here. All right, so we'll go ahead and copy this. Okay, so I want to outline what the parallelogram represents here. So let's outline the parallelogram. Okay, so here we have the parallelogram, and it's bounded by the y-axis. Okay, so there is our parallelogram. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to be able to figure out, okay, what is the area of the parallelogram? Well, what do we know about the formula for the area of a parallelogram? Well, the area of a parallelogram is equal to the base times the height. Okay, so if we take a look here, we're going to look at this point here. Okay, this is the base of the parallelogram. So if we take a look at the y values, 7 and 4, if we take 7 and subtract 4, we're going to get 3. So the base here is 3. Okay, and the same thing up here. If we wanted to find the base, it's going to have to be the same thing here. So if we took 13 minus 10, then that's going to give us 3. Now we need to figure out what is the height of this parallelogram. Well, the height goes from this distance to here. Okay, so what is the x distance? Okay, well, the distance from here to here is 3. So therefore, when we want to find the area of the parallelogram, okay, given now that we have the base and we know what the height is, we can then just use the formula. So we can now say that the area is going to equal 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. So therefore, there is our solution.